I'm reading a poem that's in homage to Robert Frost. His poem is called The Road Not Taken. My poem is called Neither Road Taken. A bright car pulled up where I was walking, the driver leaning over. I didn't hear his questions. My arms gesticulated some configuration of streets. It was winter and ice hung in the branches like 1,000 lost sewing needles descending through the fabric of the afternoon. It was spring and everything was imminence. It was summer and the clouds swiftly passed over our heated element. I told the man I was born beneath the wooden trestle of a train that loud noises captured my attention, not the lefts and rights of destination. Bearing the white needlepoint of a scar at the base of my neck, I told him the road to the right was covered in hyacinth. The one to the left dropped down along the aqueduct to hell. Choose the oldest, I said to him. Choose the oldest.
This is a poem called Why You Love the Annoyances in Your Dreams, and I'm Catherine Pierce. And it's from the book Famous Last Words. Why you love the annoyances in your dreams. You can't get your basketball shoes laced. When you do, the game is nearly over, and you've just realized you're late for a Spanish final. When you reach the classroom, you remember you dropped Spanish 3 months ago. You rush back to the game, which has just wrapped up. Then you're at a conference, but the conference is in Schenectady, and it's March. Also, the hotel bathroom is covered in cat fur. Gross, you say. You can't find the number for your friend's room, and when you do, he is that kid from 6th grade who stole your copy of The Hobbit and called you Troll Boy. He wears a business suit and is marginally successful. He busts you about old times, and on your way out, you stub your toe. In dreams, these annoyances are epic. Your stomach twists, your teeth grind, and you love them for this. Even in sleep, you know that once you drop like a rock into waking, everything will shift. In your daytime world, when your car stalls on I-70, or you miss the big deadline, or the cat runs out of food during the county's biggest snowstorm since '94, even as you pound your steering wheel, even then, you'll know all too well that these are your life's small highlights. You're just biding time until the tragedies. Soon your wife will take the day off, make the bed with perfect hospital corners, and vanish for Cabo. You'll feel a lump in some never-before-considered spot. Your mother will fall and shatter her hip, and your sister will call you, frantic and frightened, but you'll be across the country at a conference in Schenectady, New York, with no one to shake you awake and say, what a bummer of a night for you, but it's morning now, wake up, it's morning.